But let's get on to the stats and see if I hit them. But welcome back to the best day of the month, which is the first Saturday of the month, because this series comes out, of course. But in this video, I'm going to be going over the month of March, going over everything that I sold on my Depop, which is up on the screen, and I'll link it in the description if you aren't already following it. But as I already said, we're going to be going over everything that's sold on my Depop this month and seeing if I hit the verification stats this month, which if you don't already know what them stats are, is you've got to make 50 sales in the month, and all of those 50 sales have got to be in an average of £15 per item. Or there's another way that you can get verified on Depop, and that is literally by making £2,000 in sales for the month. But that is as well not including fees, so it is quite realistic really if you are selling a lot of high value items. But if you haven't watched this series before, I'm going to go up in price brackets and work my way up through all the items that I sold last month. Then once we've done that, we'll compare my stats to the verification stats to see if I hit them this month. But you'll have to keep watching to find out if I did hit them. But starting off the £8 price bracket with this Billabong t-shirt, which I was a little bit surprised it sold, to be honest, because it did have quite a bit of fading on the front graphic, but I'm not really too sure if that was part of the design or not. I don't think so, because it really didn't look like it was part of the design. Then onto this Jurassic World tee, which got like 30 likes. So I think if it was a smaller size though, I could have got so much more for it. Just where it was an extra large, I think that really killed the sell value of it. Then we've got this Fallout Boy graphic t-shirt. I thought this was kind of cool. This also had like a lot of fading to it, but this was kind of consistent throughout the piece, so it might have been part of the design. But the t-shirt had this weird like kind of starry pattern design, like it had all little white dots all throughout it. I'm not too keen on stuff like that, but I see why people do like it. But then we've got this Captain America and Iron Man Civil War t-shirt. I think Civil War might have been a film. I'm not really too sure though. It was on like a pop figure tee as well, which I thought was quite weird. I didn't know like pop figures made their own like clothing. But moving on now to the £10 price bracket, starting off with this like brown knitted sweatshirt, which I was very shocked that I even was able to sell. It had some really big holes in it, so to be honest, I'm very surprised it sold. I think it was the first thing to sell out of all of the sweatshirts that I got as well from the North Pole vintage bundles, which I got recently, which if you haven't seen the unboxings for those videos, a couple of them will be up in the cards. But then moving on to this Fred Society sweatshirt, which looks like it says Ford. I know when I unboxed it at a quick glance, I thought it said Ford. Fred. But it was from 1986, which makes it 35 years old. That took me way longer than it should have to work out. But it did look like it was 35 years old. It had a little bit of fading around the collar and a little bit around the arm. The person who bought it said they bought it because their son was called Fred, which I thought was quite nice. Then we've got this black Ralph Lauren polo shirt. Nothing too basic here, literally just a plain black polo. But then we've got something else Ralph Lauren in this pink Ralph Lauren t-shirt. It was like a weird kind of pink though. It was more of like a salmony pink than like a bright pink. But then on to one of my favourite t-shirts that I got out of the second t-shirt bale, I believe. And it was this Cheech and Chong t-shirt. I really like the design on the front of this. I think if it was like an actual vintage Cheech and Chong sweatshirt and it had like a vintage tag in it, I think I could have got so much more for this. But it was just a printed label, and as well it was from Redbubble, which I was very disappointed about. But then we've got this Darth Vader graphic tee, which had a huge graphic on it. It was literally the whole length of the t-shirt. It was a really nice t-shirt though. Once again, it had that weird kind of like starry design, like space kind of look. That one made a little bit more sense to me, where it kind of was on a Star Wars t-shirt, Star Wars space. It all kind of links in, if you know what I mean. But then moving on to this Legends t-shirt, which I really liked. I've never even heard of like the brand, or I don't even know what the brand is, let alone I've heard of it. If you do know what this is, please let me know in the comments. It'd be very much appreciated. But then moving on to this hockey t-shirt, which I think I could have got a little bit more for. But it was a really nice t-shirt. It had a really big print on it. It was from a hockey club in California called Violent Gentlemen's Hockey Club. The people in that hockey club do not sound like the most friendly people in the world. But then moving on to the £12 price bracket, starting off with this Vulcan Pure Fun t-shirt. I really like the graphic on the front of this. It had a really nice one on like the back of the arm there as well, which I thought was really cool. The only thing is, I don't think you'd really be able to notice it while you're wearing it, but it was a nice little touch. I think Vulcan's like a gas company in America. Oh, gas company, petrol company, whatever you want to call them. Gas company, that does not sound right. Sounds very American. But then we've got arguably my favourite t-shirt that I got out of. I think it might have been the first t-shirt unboxing I did. In this Peaches prom t-shirt, I thought this was so cool. I really like the colour. I don't think the photo did it justice for how nice the colour was and how nice the print was. But then on to another Legends thing, but not the same Legends as before. This was a Legends Golf Club sweatshirt, which I got out of my first ever sweatshirt spell that I got, which is a bit of a throwback now. Legends Golf Country Club, because almost 4 months ago I got that. Now it does not feel like that at all. But then on to this purple like floral like embroidered sweatshirt. Nothing really too special in this one. It was a bit weird. It didn't have like a tapered bottom, if you know what I mean. Like the bottom was quite like a loose fit, which I thought was quite strange. But to add to the collection of my favourite t-shirts that I got out of the t-shirt bales in this dolphin t-shirt, I thought the print on this was so cool. When I got it, I found it funny for some reason. I don't really know why. I don't know why this has made me laugh. I think I just thought it was strange, but it said follow your dreams on the bottom and the print was really nice and really big. It did have a minor flaw, but it wasn't the end of the world at all. But moving up in the world, moving on to the £15 price bracket, starting off with this Obey sweatshirt. It was a really nice sweatshirt. It had a big spell out Obey. There was a little bit of minor cracking, but it was really unnoticeable. But Obey, what a major throwback there. Don't know if this is just me. Every time I think of throwback, I think of that Unknown T song. Let me tape my throwback. And let me tape my throwback. But then on to this white Mexican poncho. These are probably my favourite style of item I've ever had in my shop. But then on to these Zara of just black corduroy trousers. Nothing too special here. I was very shocked they sold as quickly as they did though. Just where they are, Zara and fast fashion like that doesn't tend to sell too well. Then we've got this Luck to the Irish sweatshirt, which I wore in a recent video, which I was very sad to say goodbye to. I think it literally sold the day after I filmed that video, which that video will be up in the cards. But then on to another one of the ponchos, a nice like red, white and black one this time. And it was from this brand called Sunspect, and if you're going to order any of these are probably the brands you're going to get. There is also another big brand that do these called Earthrags. In my opinion, if you can get Earthrags ones, I would say they're a lot better quality than the Sunspect ones. But then onto this Nautica polo. It's a bit of a strange like pattern to it. Weird like crosshatchy kind of design, and I'm really surprised I got £15 for it. But then onto these black corduroy trousers, which when I unboxed them, I did not think they were going to sell at all. Because of the size, they were a 38 waist. I really thought that would kill the value of it or just really reduce the time they were going to sell in. But then on to another red, white and black poncho in this Earthrags one. As I was saying, I think the Earthrags ones are the best quality ones. I just think they're a lot thicker and just nicer material. But then moving on to the £17 price bracket, only one item for this bracket, and it was this Ice Cube t-shirt. I'm gonna have to say it again, but once again, it was another one of my favourite ones that I got from the t-shirt bales. But then moving up a whole pound into the £18 price bracket, starting off with another pair of corduroy trousers in these Wrangler corduroy trousers. They were a really nice like cream colour. They did have like a big bleach mark down the leg, but to be honest, it was really hard to notice. You wouldn't even have known it was there. But then onto our first track jacket in this like Adidas kind of like navy track jacket. The track jackets haven't been selling too well for me at all. I would not recommend buying them personally. But then moving on to something that I was very sad to see go, because it has appeared in quite a lot of videos. And it was, as you've just seen, the Hugo Boss zip up. It was a very sad day when this sold. I was very reluctant to let go of it. But moving up a whole £2 this time into the £20 price bracket. I've just kind of slagged off the track jackets, and we've got another one that's sold in this like Michigan track jacket. After saying all that about the track jackets, I've got another track jacket that's sold in this pink and white Nike track jacket. They might not be selling all too bad then by the looks of things, but they're not selling great by any means. And again, we're moving up a whole £2 to the £22 price bracket. Starting off with this North Face quarter zip, which at the time of filming this video, this sold yesterday. But then we've got the second to last full t-shirt that I've got. I really like these t-shirts. I think these are arguably some of the best t-shirts I've ever had in my Depop shop. But now we're really moving up in the world. We're hitting the £60 price bracket. It's raining money. But starting off with this Green Bay Packers like bomber jacket. I really like the green of this, and it had no flaws at all. But I got this from Saeed Vintage when I went to exchange some t-shirts. I hand-picked it. I'm 100% gonna be looking at doing some hand-picking soon, and when I do, there'll be a video out on it. So keep your eyes peeled for that. You might as well subscribe and turn on your notifications so you don't miss it. I squeezed that plug in nice there, I think. But then moving on to the last thing that sold this month in this like Supreme pipe skate tool. I've had this for over a year now. I got this in fall winter 20, so it took a little while to sell, but I'm not complaining. I've made a tidy little profit on it. But as I said, that's all the items that sold this month, so let's get on to seeing if I hit the verification stats. Hopefully this is the moment you've all been waiting for. But as I already said, the stats that you need to hit to get verified is to sell 50 items in the month at an average sale price of £15. Or you can do £2,000 in sales for the entire month. But the amount of items that I sold for this month was 35 items. So unfortunately, we did come about 15 items under. But on a positive note, that's 4 more items that I sold last month. So we're getting there, so you can't complain. But then on to the average sale price, which I said the target's 15, and I hit £16.20. So I absolutely crushed that target. Can't believe I actually hit it, because last month I did not make it. Last month, my average sale price was £13.94. So once again, another big improvement from last month, and we actually hit one of the targets this month. Even though it doesn't really mean too much because we didn't sell the 50 items, you can't not be gassed. So unfortunately, overall though, we didn't hit that target. But we've still got one chance left in the £2,000 target. But the amount of money I made before fees this month was £567. So quite far under the target. I only made a quarter of the target. But on a positive note, it's a big improvement from last month, because last month I only made £432 in sales. So that's an improvement of £135, so you can't really complain about that. So unfortunately, once again, we did not hit any of the sales for this month. But if you're wondering what my Depop is, I've said it already. It's linked in the description, and once again, I'll throw it up on the screen, where loads of items, like you've already seen, are available, including as well this Supreme t-shirt, which I think is the nuts. Arguably one of my favourite Supreme t-shirts I've ever had. But if you did enjoy this video, a like would be so appreciated. It really helps the video out so much more than you think. And as well, if you could, please subscribe to my channel so you never miss content like this in the future, and as well to help me hit 1k by the end of the year. And as well, while you're there, you might as well turn on the post notifications. So if you could subscribe to help me hit that goal, it'd be so appreciated. And as well, you'd be crazy not to subscribe though, because you'll be missing out on so much great content. But I really do hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please drop it a like, subscribe to my channel, and comment down below any videos you'd like to see in the future.
I seen it all before I heard chat that they all adore. 1 week looking like they all aboard. Next day they don't even walk the walk. I've been here since a bust down Aqua, cutting through Astor, all black master. Now I'm too Wrong for acting gaffer. Tryna pay off my Madre's gaff cuss. Took the wife and Lanzarote that speak. Add the spice to calamari, that's me. My advice off the order I seen. Christ alone, he don't promise you. Don't say